one of the funniest people I've ever met. Ladies and gentlemen, your headliner, Jackie Martling. Come on.
Good job. Good. Let's hear it. Rich Harkaway. Come on. Rich Harkaway. All right. Come on. Well, I'll pretend it's good.
That was good, right?
I should charge for that. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to tell some jokes, and I'm going to laugh at them, and you're welcome to join me. Okay? I'm going to tell some jokes, and I'm going to tell some off-color jokes, and then I'm going to tell some dirty jokes, and I'm going to tell some filthy jokes, then I'm going to tell some jokes that are so disgusting, you're going to be sorry you came. How's that sound, huh? So all the wife does, all day, all night, she watches TV. All day, all night, all the wife does is watch TV. One night, her husband walks in. She's yelling at the TV screen, "Don't do it! Don't go in that church! You moron! Don't go in that church!" He says, "What are you watching?" She said, "Our wedding video." This guy's got a girlfriend. His girlfriend has a very small apartment. Since she has such a small apartment, she got a very small couch. Only place to sit. She also has a cat. And the cat is always sitting on the couch. He comes over, he wants to sit down, the cat, he's got to shoot a cat every time. He hates the cat. So over there one night, she's out there, he takes the cat, drives 5 miles, lets the cat out of the car. He's back to the apartment. The cat's on the couch. So a couple nights later, she's out there, he takes the cat, drives 20 miles, lets the cat out of the car. Back to the apartment. The cat's on the couch. A couple nights later, she's not there. Takes the cat, drives 100 miles over a river into a city, left 30 blocks, right 30 blocks, opens the window, throws the cat out the window, and zooms back. An hour and a half later, he calls the apartment. His girlfriend answers. He says, "Is the cat there?" She says, "Yeah, he's on the couch." He says, "Put him on the phone. I'm lost." Don't worry, lady. They're going to get a lot worse. And you get a fat girl in bed. Piece of cake. I got a terrible stutter. Gets a job going door to door selling Bibles. First day, he sells 500 Bibles. Goes to the office. Boss says, "How'd you sell 500 Bibles?" Geez, I just go to the door, knock on the door, and when they answer, I just say, "You want to buy? You want to buy? You want to buy a Bible? Or you want me to read it to you?" The guy walks in the doctor's office. Another guy's sitting there. He says, "Why are you here?" He says, "I got a bad prostate." Bad prostate? What's that? He says, "I piss like you talk." You younger guys will get that soon enough. There's a guy with Dome and Pincher and a guy with Chihuahua. Guy with Dome and Pincher, guy with Chihuahua. The guy with Dome and Pincher says, "Let's go to the restaurant, get something to eat." Guy with Chihuahua says, "We can't get in there. We got our dogs with us." Follow my lead. You go to the restaurant, before the guy with Dome and Pincher goes up to the door, he puts on a pair of dark glasses. The guy goes, "I'm sorry, sir, no pets allowed." You understand, this is my seeing eye dog. A Doberman Pinscher? He says, "Oh yeah, they use them now. They're excellent. Come on in." So the guy with Chihuahua figures, what the hell? He puts on a pair of dark glasses. Guy goes, "I'm sorry, sir, no pets allowed. You understand? This is my seeing eye dog." He says, "A Chihuahua?" He says, "They gave me a Chihuahua?" Blind guy walks to the Macy's, walks out in the middle of the floor, picks up his seeing eye dog by the tail and starts twirling him over his head. Sales guy comes up and says, "Can I help you?" He says, "No, I'm just looking around." All right. Here's one you'll like. Then I'll explain to you why you liked it. I sit in the bar. In front of the bar is a turtle. And turtle's all wrapped up. Turtle's all bandaged up. Well, the guy walks in with a dog. What's with the turtle? What's with this turtle? I'll tell you about this turtle. This turtle is the world's fastest turtle. But you're $500. We start at that end of the bar. Bartender says, go. My turtle gets the other end of the bar before your dog. I'll take that. Betty puts down the 500. First guy puts down the 500. Go to the end of the bar. Bartender says, go. The dog takes off. The guy with the turtle throws the turtle. I told you you'd like that. I'm from New Jersey. Somebody gets hurt, you'll laugh. Yeah, tell that joke to somebody from the Midwest. They're like, that poor turtle. Fucking idiots. Did you just fart? I thought it might have been me. A blonde smash your car in the wall. A blonde smash your car in the wall. Cop comes up and says, what happens? I drive down the road, there's a tree. I swerved to avoid it, there's another tree. I swerved to avoid it, there's another tree. I swerved to avoid it, and I hit the wall. The cop says, lady, there's no trees on this road for 10 miles. That was your fucking air freshener. All right. Here's one you can tell your neighbor, you can tell your kids, you can tell your grandmother, tell your priest, tell your rabbi, tell anybody. So funny, silly, clean. No, I know the end. Two blondes are out to lunch. The first blonde says to the second blonde, you got something on your cheek. The other blonde goes like this. She says, nah, the other side. She goes, make sure your hands are clean. So a couple gets married. The day they're moving to the new house, the wife puts a footlocker at the end of the bed, locks it, puts the only key on a chain around her neck. Whole time they're married, he asks what's in the trunk. Won't tell him what's in the trunk. She changes the subject. Finally, big party, 50th wedding anniversary. He says, I gotta know what's in the trunk. She got to hate tonight. And I had to get home for the party. She takes the key. Inside the trunk, there's 2 ears of corn and $25,000. What's the 2 ears of corn? She says, oh. In the 50 years, every time I cheated on you, I put an ear of corn in there. Figures 50 years. What's $25,000? Every time I got a bushel, I sold it. She was fucking everybody. She did not miss nobody. She fucked them all. She fucked them all, lady. She fucked everybody. They stood still. She fucked them. If they were running, she tackled them and fucked them. I'll wake up this fucking room if it kills me. Guy got a big fat wife. She gets out of the shower, sits in the toilet, and gets stuck. So he calls the plumber. Then he realizes she's sitting there naked. He can't have that, so he takes his roller derby and puts it on her lap to cover up home base. Okay. The plumber shows up and takes a look. He says, well, pal, I think I could save your wife, but the guy in the hat's a goner. Couple wakes up one morning, the guy says to his wife, what a party I went to last night right here in the neighborhood. Good food, good people, good conversation, and the best thing of all, they had a golden toilet. He says, yeah, crazy, no such thing. I'm telling you they had a golden toilet. Come on. They go to the house where the party was, knock on the door. Lady Ann says, excuse me, ma'am, would you please show my wife the golden toilet? She says, hey, Harry, here's the guy who shit in your tuba. How the fuck could you not laugh at that? Well, Flanagan, Ravelli, and Stokowski. Flanagan, Ravelli, and Stokowski all go for the same job. The guys interview him's got no ears. Well, Flanagan goes in first. The guy says, my friend, the job you're applying for requires the powers of observation. Make an observation about me. He said, but you got no ears. Get out! Ravelli goes, my friend, the job you're applying for requires the powers of observation. Make an observation about me. Oh, that's easy, boss. You got no ears. Get out! Ravelli goes out in the lobby, says to Stokowski, hey, listen. The guy doing the interviewing's got no ears, and he's a little bit sensitive about it. Whatever you don't bring it up. Stokowski's like, duh. The guy's my friend. The job you're applying for requires the powers of observation. Make an observation about me. Stokowski. You wear contacts. You're absolutely right. Terrific observation. How could you tell? How could you wear glasses? You got no fucking ears.
That was good.
FedEx guy knocks on the door. Door opens, a little kid. He's naked except for his underpants. He's smoking a joint. On the other hand, he's got a half-full bottle of Jack Daniels. The FedEx guy says, kid, is your mother home? He said, what do you think? That's the whole joke. Sunday school teacher, all right, class, can anybody tell me what the resurrection is? The kid stands up and says, I don't know what it is. I just know if it lasts more than 4 hours, you should go to the hospital. Geez, all right, class. John, what do you want to do when you get older? When I get older, I want to get really rich. I want to have a lot of stuff. I want to get my own plane, get a whore, and go around the world having fun. Whoa. Okay, son. Mary, what do you want to do when you get older? I want to be Johnny's whore. Guy wakes up in a hospital bed. There's a nurse looking down at him. You were in a terrible crash. You won't feel anything from the waist down. You what, then can I squeeze your tits? I don't blame you. I don't know what's funny about that either. But usually gets a very big laugh. I'm not going to count this crowd. Somehow, it's very funny. Joke stays in. I don't give a fuck. Too old to give a fuck. Maybe I'll take it out. A couple goes to marriage counselor. The wife says, I'm just not happy in my marriage. Marriage counselor stands her up, undresses her, lies her on the floor, and fucks her. Oh, this is true. He looks over at the husband and says, she needs that 3 times a week. Can you make it happen? He says, well, I can bring her Monday and Wednesday, but Friday I guy's in an airplane. The airplane's taking off, looks across the aisle, a woman breastfeeding a baby. A few hours later, come in for a landing, she's breastfeeding the kid again. He says, excuse me, ma'am. Couldn't help but notice you're breastfeeding your child on takeoff, and now you're breastfeeding them again on landing. Is there a reason? She says, yes. I breastfeed my baby on takeoff and landing so his ears won't pop. The guy says, fucking all these years I've been chewing gum. Goes to the gynecologist. Says, Doc, I'm freaking out. I keep finding postage stamps from Costa Rica in my vagina. He examines me. He's a lady, those aren't postage stamps. Those are the stickers from bananas. Don't even try and tell me that ain't fucking good. was on the deck drinking a glass of wine. Wife's on the deck drinking a glass of wine. Husband comes out with a newspaper, sits down, starts to read. She says, I love you. I love you so much. I don't think I can make it through a day without you. He puts on the newspaper. Is that you talking or is that the wine talking? It's me talking to the wine. Guy sitting all alone on Sunday morning. All alone on Sunday morning, knocking on the door. Yes, the guy says, hello, I'm a Jehovah's Witness, and I have stories to tell you. He says, well, come on in. Brings him and sits in the living room. Let me get you a cup of coffee. Jehovah's Witnesses. Now, what are these stories you have to tell me? Jehovah's Witnesses, how the fuck should I know? I never got this far before. Guy's walking down the sidewalk in Manhattan. Walking down the sidewalk in Manhattan, there's a storefront. In the window, he sees 3 watches. He goes in and says to the guy behind the counter, I think I want to buy that watch in the middle. We don't sell watches in here. We do circumcisions. He says, why do you got watches in the window? The guy says, what would you put in the window? It's highly unprofessional to walk off microphone and cheerlead for a joke. And you might remember I said, I don't give a fuck. This is my favorite joke, so I would like to have you folks give it your every bit of appreciation that you can. Give it your every consideration. It's my favorite! Did you hear that over here? No. No? You fucking liar. My favorite. Guy gets a new job, so to celebrate, it's a brand new suit and a pair of shiny new black patent leather shoes. He goes to a dance and asks the girl to dance. You know, I like a girl who wears striped undies. I didn't know I'm wearing striped undies. I saw the reflection in my shiny new black patent leather shoes. Yes, another girl dance. You know, I like a girl who wears polka dot panties. How do you know I'm wearing polka dot panties? I saw the reflection in my shiny new black patent leather shoes. Yes, another girl dance. She says, what do you got under that dress? She says, nothing. She says, phew. I thought I had a crack in my shiny new black. A guy goes to a job interview. The interviewer says, what do you think is your biggest fault? Guy says, I think my biggest fault is my honesty. The interviewer says, I don't think honesty is a fault. The guy says, I don't give a fuck what you think. Lady goes to the drugstore. She says to the pharmacist, I need to buy some cyanide to kill my husband. Lady, I can't say a cyanide to kill your husband. You'll go to jail. I'll go to jail. You're crazy. Reaches in her purse, takes out a picture, hands it to the pharmacist. Picture of husband fucking the pharmacist's wife. He says, you didn't tell me you had a prescription. The guy goes to the zoo to feed the monkeys. He throws the monkey a peanut. Monkey picks the peanut, sticks his rear end, pulls it out, and eats it. The guy's like, wow! There's more. Throws the monkey with a peanut. Monkey picks the peanut, sticks his rear end, pulls it out, and eats it. The guy's like, yeah! Goes to the zookeeper. Says, man, that is one very stupid monkey. Zookeeper says, nah, that's a very smart monkey. Last week, somebody threw him a big peach, and he ate it, and he couldn't pass the pit, so now he measures it. Oh, my God. The guy buys has a farm, so he's got to get a cow. So cow sales, a nice cow. He turns to the guy selling the cow. I think I'm going to buy this cow, but I got to make sure it's still vital. Well, the guy selling the cow, but whatever you got to do, you reach under and pulls on one of the cow's nipples. And the cow cuts a huge fart. Pulls on the nipple. The cow cuts an even louder fart. He turns to the guy selling the cow. He says, "This cow's from Minnesota, ain't it?" The guy selling the cow says, "Yeah. How could you tell?" He says, "My wife is from Minnesota." Two flies land on a piece of shit. I'm 77 years old, and this is what I do. That's all I do. I tell dirty jokes. Been a comedian for like almost 50 years, musician long before that, but I'm a joke teller. I'm not really a comedian, I tell jokes. The oldest, most classic, funniest jokes in the world. I know more jokes than anybody in the world. You could ask the Friars Club, ask anybody. It's kind of a stupid claim to fame, but I really do know more than anybody. I'm not stupid. I graduated from Michigan State University in 1971 as a mechanical engineer, but I used my diploma to roll pot, okay? I know more jokes than anybody. I know people try and tell me jokes I haven't heard, and they never get one over it. For years, it's been decades. Once in a while, somebody slips one in, and I'm like, oh, it's great. I love hearing a new joke. Of course, now I'm getting older, so, I'm not as quick as I used to be. Like, somebody will come up and say, "Why'd the chicken cross the road?" And I go, "Fuck, I used to know that." But in all those years of telling jokes, all through grammar school, high school, playing in rock and roll bands, college, fraternity parties, playing at fraternity parties, then all through the 70s, playing in a band, telling jokes, drinking all night, taking acid, smoking pot, whatever you're doing, but I'm the last one standing. He tells a joke, I tell a joke. He tells a joke, I tell five. Jokes, until they're coming out of my ear, and I just know them. I just know almost all of them. Once I started getting a little famous, you get interviewed, and they always ask you questions, and a lot of times the same question. And very often they say, "How did you get started on this whole joke thing?" And it's kind of fuzzy, but going back in my marijuana-addled mind, I think back. It's 1955, and I'm in third grade. And I'm from a very small hamlet called East Norwich on the north shore of Long Island, right on Long Island Sound. It's a little tiny hamlet, especially back then, 1955, was a tiny hamlet. And we're having a snowball fight. So, of course, we're soaking wet. Our lips are blue. We're freezing. So we just decided to come in and sit on my buddy's living room floor and drip dry a while so we can warm up a little bit and go finish the snowball fight. And sometimes people say, "Whoa, well, why didn't you just put the clothes in the dryer?" There was no fucking dryer! 1955, my house, we were lucky we had electricity, for Christ's sake. So we're sitting there freezing. Our lips are blue. We're dripping. Cold as hell. I'm in third grade. He's in second grade. He's in fourth grade. It's a very small gang because we're all local guys. And my cousin walked in. And he was in eighth grade. Whoa. He took out a piece of paper and read a filthy poem. And I'm telling you, when I tell this story, I am in that room. Immediately, the guys were mesmerized. They were locked in. They were laughing. It was a dirty story. They're having a great time. It was instant. And right away, they weren't cold. They weren't wet. They didn't care about anything. Just have a time of their life laughing. And something in my mind must have gone, click, that's cool, or that's neat, or whatever you would have said in 1955. And that since then, I've just remembered the jokes. The jokes have stuck to me. They've always stuck to me, So I was married for like 20 years, and I'd say to my wife, "Nancy, what's your mother's phone number?" Jesus Christ, we've been together 15 years. It's 7 digits. You can't remember my mother's phone. You know a billion jokes, but you can't remember my mother's phone number. I couldn't say to her, "Well, your mother's phone number won't get me laid." I couldn't say that. All those jokes. All those years, all that fun, all those late nights, and all that time, that is the single best setup to a dirty joke I've ever heard. 2 flies land on a piece of shit. It's art. It's beautiful. It's like Michelangelo's David, or you're like a songwriter. It's like Lemaire. It's art. It's perfect. Doesn't need. It's exact. 2 flies land on a piece of shit. How can you go wrong? Let's watch. 2 flies land on a piece of shit. The first one lifts his leg and the second one says, "Come on, man, I'm trying to eat." Speaking of Christmas, here's a little Christmas joke you tell at the bar, tell around the Christmas table, holiday, relatives, whatever. It's a little Christmas joke. You Jews, do whatever you want. I don't care. A little Jewish girl runs up to her father, "Daddy, Daddy, I need $50. It's $40. What do you need $30 for?" The waiter's serving a big table full of Jewish women. In the middle of the meal, he walks over and says, "Is anything all right?" Why do Jewish guys watch porn movies backwards? They like the part where the hooker gives the money back. Why did Disneyland fail in Japan? Nobody was tall enough to go on the good rides. Chinese couple's in bed. The husband says, "I want a 69. His wife says, "Why you want beef and broccoli now?" What Davy Crockett say at the Alamo? "Where the fuck did all these landscapers come from?" Why do they make gold chains to remind the Italians where to stop shaving? Where's an Irish family go on vacation? To a different bar. Gay dwarf came out of the cupboard. Is that it? You need a little more time with these? What's it mean when 2 lesbians make love? It doesn't mean dick. Why can't Helen Keller drive? She's a woman. Why can't Stevie Wonder see his friends? He's married. So a guy's an ad executive. Gets a job with a new... Are you going to change your fucking expression at any point? I might come over and just adjust it. I hope he at least makes a face when he's fucking you. Because I know I do. Well, everybody might be pissed off, but that made him smile. Now go back to being you. Where were we? I have no idea where we were. You screwed me up. The guy's an ad executive. He gets a job with a new firm. His first assignment is Johnson's Nails. A couple days later, he brings the guys in the boardroom. It's a big billboard. Pulls down the sheet, and there's a cross with Jesus on it. It says, "We use Johnson's Nails." What the hell's wrong? What's wrong with you, you idiot? That's blasphemy. You're fired. Come on, guys. Come on. Give me another chance. Oh, my God. Give me another chance. A couple days later, the guy's in the boardroom. Big billboard. He pulls down the sheet, and there's a cross. And nobody on it. And Jesus is running. And the Roman soldiers are chasing him. One of the soldiers is looking out saying, "We should have used Johnson's name." Luigi and his wife go to bed. Luigi and his wife climb into bed. Middle of the night, Luigi wakes up. A guy in a long white robe standing there. "What are you doing here, Luigi? It's a bedroom." "I'm sorry, Luigi, this is not your bedroom. This is heaven." "Ah, no! Luigi's only 42 years old. I'm not dead yet. Oh, no. I'm sorry. She said, you send me back to Earth right now. I'm not dead yet. Send me back to Earth. It's way too crowded down there, Luigi. The best I could do is to send you back to Earth as a hen. A hen? That's all right. I don't get poof. Nice barnyard. Nice wingspan. Not too crazy about the feet, but a rooster comes over and says, who are you? I'm Luigi. I'm the new hen here in the barnyard. Ow! Ah, my stomach! The rooster says, Luigi, just lay an egg. Lay an egg? Luigi? Luigi, lay an egg. Ah, my stomach! The rooster says, Luigi, lay another egg. It's like, his wife shakes him. Luigi, wake up! You shit the bed. Paula's family sitting in the living room. The wife turns to her husband and says, let's send the kids out back to PLAY so we can fuck. I tell them all I don't care. I don't care if they're offended. They're not offensive, just stupid jokes. I hit everybody and have a little fun. Who cares? Of course, you probably know it's very light on the African American stuff. It's a little crazy in the country, so who needs to go there? In fact, I don't know if you heard a couple days ago, Obama made a speech, and they had him stand behind a 2-inch thick piece of glass, which I think is crazy. Like, just because he's black, I don't think he's going to shoot anybody. Little old lady gets in a bus. She goes like this. Driver goes like this. She goes like this. He goes like this. She goes like this. He goes like this. She goes like this. Guy in the front says, "Who was that?" Driver's old lady's a little hard of hearing, so we communicate visually. She said, "You going downtown?" I said, "Uptown." She said, "Are you going to stop?" I said, "It's Express." She said, "You going by the dairy farm?" I said, "The ballpark." She said, "Shit, I'm on the wrong bus." It's not that great a joke, but later on at the bar, you'll see guys go, "Which one? What was that?" Guy goes to the doctor examines him. He says, "My God, my friend, there's a piece of lettuce sticking out of your ass." He says, "Doc, that's just the tip of the iceberg." The doctor says, "My friend, you got to stop masturbating." He says, "Why, Doc?" He says, "So I can examine you." Guy catches his kid jerking off. Says, "Son, don't do that. You'll go blind." He says, "Pop, I'm over here." Lady stood in the lobby of Miami Beach Hotel wearing a full-length fur coat. Guy comes and says, "Lady, you know how many animals had to die for that coat? You know how many animals I had to fuck for this coat?" The guy stands up in the bar and says, "All lawyers are assholes." Another guy stands up and says, "I resent that." He says, "Are you a lawyer?" He says, "No, I'm an asshole." Lawyer says to his partner, "You fucking the new secretary?" "No." "Well, then you fire her." Go goes to the gynecologist. He examines her. He says, "You have acute vaginitis." She says, "Thank you." The old lady's a tampon hanging out of your mouth. She says, "Fuck, what do I do with my cigarette?" Guy says, "Librarian, I need a book on suicide." She says, "Fuck you, you won't bring it back." Ring, the bell rings at the whorehouse. The girl answers the door. There's a guy with no arms and no legs. She says, "What do you think you're going to do in here?" He says, "I rang the bell, didn't I?" Two priests are driving along. Cop pulls them over. Cop comes up the window and says, "Father, we're looking for a couple child molesters." Priest looks at the other priest, turns back to the cop. He says, "We'll do it." Don't you dare moan. That's the only true story of my whole life. The wife says, "Get out, get out, get the fuck out." His husband's walking out the door. He says, "I hope you die a slow, painful death." He says, "So now you want me to stay?" Guy smashed through the car in front of him. Smashes the car in front of him. The other driver gets out. It's a dwarf. Dwarf walks over and looks at the damage. Comes over to the guy's window. He says, "I'm not happy." The guy says, "Well, then which one are you?" When you know you're really stoned? You're sitting there picking away at the holiday turkey and it's still frozen. I've been all fun and games. I remember the first time I put my dick in a girl's hand. She said, "Jackie, you know I don't get high." Very small cock, lady. When I was in high school football team, the coach never played me, but made me take a shower anyway. He said it was good for the team's morale. If I got circumcised again, I'd have a scab on my ass. I got to jerk myself out. Luckily, that's not what we're here to talk about. It's Friday night. There's a girl at the bar trying to relax, have a few drinks, a few laughs. Three guys next to her, all stuttering like a bastard, yakking and stuttering like a bitch. She says, "All right, if any of you guys can tell me where you're from without stuttering, I'll give you a blowjob." "Yeah, where you from?" "Philadelphia." "Yeah, loser." "Yeah, where you from?" "Tampa." "You're a loser." "You, where you from?" "Miami." "This is very good." She does his pants, pulls down his pants, kneels down, sucks his cock. Just as he's coming, he goes, "Beach." Guy meets a girl in the bar. They go back to her apartment. They go in her bedroom. One wall, the entire wall's fluffy toys, left to right, floor to ceiling, fluffy toys. But he fucks her. They get done. He says, "How was I?" She says, "Take anything from the bottom shelf." You hear about those new super sensitive condoms? Yeah, after you fuck her, they stay and talk to her. Lady says, "Doc, kiss me." "I can't." "Doc, please kiss me." "I can't." "Come on, Doc, kiss me." He says, "Look, lady, I probably shouldn't even be fucking you." Guy walks in the bar, there's a beautiful blonde barmaid. Behind the sign, cheese sandwich, $5. Chicken sandwich, $7. Hand job, $50. "Is you the one that gives the hand jobs?" She says, "Yep." He says, "Wash your hands, get me a cheese sandwich." If you don't think that was funny, I don't care about you. Little old lady walks in a sex shop, says, "Where are all the dildos?" Guy says, "They're on the wall, lady." She says, "I'll take a red one." She says, "No, lady. The dildos are on the wall next to the fire extinguisher." Two little old ladies in Atlantic City sitting at the slot machines. One turns to the other and says, "Did you come on the bus?" She says, "Yeah, but I made it look like an asthma attack." The pilot comes on the intercom. "Thank you for flying West Eastern. We expect to touch down in Los Angeles in approximately 5 hours, and we appreciate your business." He forgets to turn off the intercom. He turns to the co-pilot and says, "I think I'm going to go take a shit and get a blowjob from that hot new blonde stewardess." She's in the back of the plane, realizes the intercom's still on, goes running up the aisle to tell him. Little old lady says, "Take your time, honey. He said he was going to take a shit for her." Guy goes to the drugstore. Says the girl behind the counter, I need some condoms and I need some pesticide. Don't you mean spermicide? No, I mean pesticide. My wife's got a bug up her ass. I'm going in after her. Here we are in a bar. One end of the bar is a drunk. The other end of the bar is a woman in a very tight, low-cut black dress, waving feverishly for the bartender, and she's got an incredibly hairy armpit. The drunk says, give me a drink, and give a drink to the ballerina at the other end. Bartender says, how do you know she's a ballerina? He says, who else could get her leg up that high? Take your time, it's worth it. Old couple sitting in the living room. Wife turns to her husband. She says, let's go upstairs and fuck. He says, I don't know if I could do both. And nowadays they're passing out Viagra to the old guys in the rest homes to keep them from rolling out of bed. I know I'm getting old. I got dry dreams and wet farts. You'll all get there. You'll all get there. I'll tell you, when I go, I want to go like my grandfather, peacefully in his sleep, not screaming like his passengers. Old guy goes to the doctor. Doctor examines. He says, my friend, you got cancer and Alzheimer's. Thank God I haven't got cancer. Very cold winter's night. So 3 homeless guys help close to stay warm. Wake up in the morning, guy on the left says, I had a dream somebody's pulling on my dick. Guy on the right says, I had a dream somebody's pulling on my dick. Guy in the middle says, I had a dream I went skiing. So the wife walks in her daughter's bedroom and her daughter's using a vibrator. Honey, what are you doing? Mom, 40 years old, don't have a boyfriend. I'm like, married. That's my husband. She'll say to her father walks in, she's using a vibrator. Honey, what are you doing? Daddy, I'm 40 years old, don't even have a boyfriend. I'll never get married. That's my husband. Next day, the wife and the daughter go out shopping. Come back a few hours later, they walk in the kitchen, the old man's standing there. He's got a martini in one hand. He's got the vibrator buzzing away in his hands. His wife says, what are you doing? He says, I'm having a drink with my new son-in-law. You're doing great. You made it through phase 1. As you know, phase 1 was a little naughty, a little rude, a little off color, a little blue, filthy. But now, with your kind permission, we're going to switch gears and get a little crazier. You with me?
Yeah!
I do have my witness, lady. You know where we've been, so you can't imagine where we're going. You sure you're with me?
Yeah!
10 people, that's plenty. Couple's in the living room. He says, you're dry tonight. She says, you're licking the rug. The guy says to his wife, honey, how about a quickie? She says, as opposed to what? Guy's fucking his wife. He says, did I hurt you? She says, no. Why'd you ask? He says, you moved. Guy says to his wife, were you faking it last night? She says, no, I was really asleep. Couple goes to marriage counselor. Marriage counselor says, I think we should begin with something you have in common. The husband says, neither of us likes to suck cock. That joke is worth the price of admission. The couple goes to marriage counselor. The marriage counselor says to the husband, say something to your wife, make her happy and sad at the same time. For a fat pig, you don't smell that bad. Wow! Says the wife, say something to your husband, make her happy and sad at the same time. She says, you got a much bigger cock than your brother. Couples guy, oh, yo, Mac, you know your wife fell out 3 blocks back? He said, thank God, I thought I went deaf. His wife comes out of the shower, honey, I just shaved my cooch. You know what that means? He says, yeah, now the drain's going to be clogged. The guy sitting in his favorite leather easy chair watching football on TV. Not bothering anybody, relaxing, watching football on TV. Wife comes up behind him with an iron frying pan. Pow! Said, what was that? I was doing the laundry. I found a piece of paper in your pocket that said Dorothy. I went to the track the other day. That just reminded me of the horse I want to bet on. Ah! Next night, he's in his favorite chair. He's not bothering. He's watching football on TV. Just relax. Same wife, same frying pan. Pow! He says, what was that? She says, your horse just called. Couple gets in bed. The husband's like, she's not tonight. I'm going to the gynecologist tomorrow, and I want to be fresh. You're not going to the dentist, are you? Always a good trick, trying to get sex off the wife. Remember college? You guys remember being in college? Oh, I can't wait till I get married. I won't have to jerk off anymore. When I was married, I used to jerk off so much when I fucked my wife, I felt like I was cheating on myself. I jerked off in the shower so much when out in the rain, I used to get a hard on. Yeah, we're in S&M. She'd sleep, I'd masturbate. Two girls at the water cooler. First goes, I got a terrible sore throat. The other goes, you know, whenever I have a sore throat, I just go home and give my husband a blowjob. It clears it right up. You try it. Next day, they're at the water cooler. The first goes, I tried it. It worked like a charm. You know, your husband couldn't believe it was your idea. The guy got a paper bag over his head and a gun. He comes into a sperm bank. He says, no, it's not a regular bank, it's a sperm bank. Says, I know what it is. Open that refrigerator. She opens the refrigerator. Take out one of the bottles. Takes out one of the bottles. Take off the cap. Takes off the cap. He says, drink it down. She drinks it down. He takes off the bag. It's her husband. You see, I told you it ain't that bad. Have another. There's some jokes that couples just will not laugh at when they're together. If they were in here separately, they'd be peeing their pants. I know. I've cleaned it up. Guy's in line to buy a train ticket. Gets to be his turn, and the girl selling the tickets has an incredible set of jugs. Give me 2 pickets of Pittsburgh. Turns the guy behind him. What an idiot I am. You hear what I said? I'm an idiot. You the other guy, relax. You said the wrong thing by accident. Happens all the time. It's called a Freudian slip. Happened to me just the other day. Yeah. I was at breakfast with my wife, and I meant to say, please pass the salt. And by accident, I said, you fucking cunt, you wrecked my life. So the husband has lost all interest in lovemaking. It's easy to spot him. So the wife goes to the sex shop and buys a pair of crotchless panties. Someone goes in the bedroom, strips naked, puts on just a crotchless panties. And lies there waiting for him. He walks in from work. She says, I'm up here! You know that voice make your dick go back in like a turtle? He walks the door. She's lying there wearing nothing but the crotchless panties. She says, you see anything you want? He says, why would I want any of that? Look what it did to your panties. Guy goes to lunch and that, sits down at the counter and says to the waitress, I want a bowl of hot chili. I'm sorry, sir, the guy next to you got the last bowl. Looks to the guy next to him, just about done eating. Chili bowl's still full. So you gonna eat that? No, you want it? Yeah, help yourself. Thanks. Takes the chili bowl. Starts eating the chili. He gets about halfway down and his fork hits a dead mouse. It's like, ugh! He pukes the chili back in the bowl. The other guy says, yeah, that's about as far as I got. You made it through phase 2. I got 5 left. You know where we were. You know where we went. So you can't imagine where we're going. You want to hear them?
Yes.
5 left. Let me hear it. You want to hear them?
Yeah.
Terrific. First, word from our sponsor. These are my books. This is my autobiography. If you like show business autobiographies, if you like jokes, if you like the Stern Show, if you like to laugh, this is all true, all fun, behind the scenes, great stuff. I know you would love it. And this is maybe the world's greatest joke book ever. Howard Stern did the foreword for it, and it's great. It came out years ago, and it's been selling into the dozens. And they're very funny. They're great books. I'm glad to sign them. If you want an autograph or you want to say hello or take a picture, whatever you want, that's fine. But if you want to buy a book, you could buy a book. But otherwise, you don't have to do anything. These are $40 a piece, but you guys have been so great tonight. We'll do the Polish special, 2 for $80. I would love to sell you a book. 5 more. 5. 5. The guy says to his friend, I was with a girl last night. She had the biggest pussy I've ever seen. She had a pussy like that. His friend says, that's not that big. He says, no, that's her asshole. This is her pussy. Right? That wasn't one of them. I threw that in. It's extra. Free joke. Right? Maybe I'll sell more books. Right? Free joke. Free joke. Little old lady standing at the bar. Little old guy comes up and says, okay, can I buy you a drink? She says, I'd like that. His arm around her, snuggling. Can I buy you another drink? I'd like that. They're having a couple of drinks. He's got his nose behind her ear, kind of snuggling. You want to go back to my place? I'd like that. So they leave. They walk along the sidewalk, holding hands. She says, I think I should tell you something. I have arthritis. Well, so what? Ha, we're old. Arthritis doesn't bother. Are you kidding? Arthritis doesn't bother. Fine, arthritis. They get to the guy's house, sit on the couch, no time at all, and making out. French kissing, giving each other hickeys, licking each other. He's got his hand up the back of her blouse, unhooks her bra with one hand like a good 8th grader. Her titties, boom, fall down. He reaches down, she reaches. Next thing you know, these 2 old-timers are on the living room floor naked. And he goes down on her. And it's horrible. He's like, what the hell? What the hell's going on down here? It smells terrible. She said, well, I told you on the way over here I have arthritis. Is that what arthritis smells like down here? She says, no, I got it in my shoulder. I can't wipe my ass. You're doing good. You're doing good. We got 4 to go. Girl goes to the high school prom, and the next day she sends her mother a text. Mom, the prom was great, but now, Mom, we're at the beach, and I'm freaking out. I got cum in my hair. Mother sends her back a text. Honey, I'm glad the prom was good. Listen, sometimes when you're blowing a guy and he decides to shoot on your face, he pulls his cock out of your mouth, but sweetie, they can't really tell where that stuff's going to go. And sometimes some of it goes in your hair. It's not a big deal. Just jump in the water. It'll wash right out. She sends her mother back a text. Mom, thanks for the information, but I meant to type gum. Guy's teaching his grandson how to jerk off. His grandson says, Grandpa, this doesn't feel that good. He says, wait till it's your cock. Every one of you fuckers is going to tell that to somebody too. Guy's got a job working at the morgue. First day of work, he comes up and says, Boss, you got to come downstairs. There's a problem with Mrs. Magruder. By God, she's got a jumbo shrimp sticking right out of her snatch. You're crazy. I'm telling you, boss, Mrs. Magruder's got a jumbo shrimp sticking right out of her snatch. Downstairs, the boss pulls back the sheet. You jerk! That's not a shrimp. That's her clit. Well, it tasted like shrimp. A round of applause for Rich Harkaway, my opening act, and my good friend. Give him a round of applause. And the overall hosts, please be good to the waitresses and the waiters, because after the show they want to chip in and get some coke. They got kids in college. So please be good to them. I got one more joke. I'll be sitting back there. You want to come say hello? You want to complain? Whatever you want to do. And I'll just smile and pretend I care. One more joke. Thanks for supporting live comedy. We appreciate. Send people back. A cab driver picks up a nun. Cab driver picks up a nun, looks in the rearview mirror and says, you know, sister, I always fantasize about being with a nun. She says, yeah, you and everybody else. You Catholic? Yes, I am. She says, pull over. He pulls over. She gets in the front seat and gives him the best blowjob he's ever had. She gets stunned. He feels a little guilty. His sister, I got to tell you something. I'm not really Catholic. She says, yeah, my name's Ralph. I'm going to a costume. You were great, man. Thank you.
Good.